finna get your ass the game, man. You know I break it down. Come on, man, you know it's Bain.
10 cent per pip, and sometimes 10 cent per point, just depending on what you're trading, right? But if you're consolidating, right, if you're trading consolidation and you have a micro lot, right, this could be, again, a $2, a 2-point move, right? So if we just do 10 cent times 2, you made 20 cents on this move. All right, you just made 20 cents, okay, on the move. All right, but that's because you only had a micro. But for Leonie, she had a mini lot size taken out on the same pair, and it went the same thing, 2 points. But for a mini, you get paid $1 per point. So you made 20 cents, but she made $2. All right. And then, Mandrell, you took out the standard lot, bro. And with a standard lot, you make $10 per pip or per point. So you made a $2 move, but you're getting $10, right, for every move. So you made $20. All right. You guys traded the same exact pair, but because you guys took out different lot sizes, you made different amount of money. So clearly, the bigger lot size you take out, the more money you make with the same exact move. What scalpers do, ladies and gentlemen, is they take out the big moves, they take out the big lots for small moves, right? Because if they take out this standard lot and they get this 2-point move, well, then that's $20. And then guess what? They take it out again, going up from support. So here it is. They made $20 coming down. They made $20 going up. Made $20 going down, $20 going up. We're at 80 bucks right now, right? And then they made another $20 going down. 5 trades, $100, probably took them an hour. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? Y'all got some questions around this? Again, I know I'm kind of, speeding through it a little bit, but I want to make sure that, something's making sense out of this.
That makes sense.
Okay. Leonie, how about you? I mean, Ro, how about you? And Mandrell, what you say? Are you getting any of this?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. And Ro?
Yep, I understand.
All right. So bringing it back just to making money in consolidation, you can absolutely make money in consolidation, but we don't look to do that. All right. You know what I mean? Because you get railroaded a lot more than you do when the trade is trending. Think of it this way. If, again, you're nowhere near a beach. All right. I'm in Miami. All right. So, beaches all around. But if you were to go in the beach, would you want to swim with the waves or with the current or against the current, Ro? Which one would you want to do?
You're right. I don't like water, but I guess it's with the waves.
That's right. You want to ride the waves. You trying to swim against the current, in 2 seconds, you'll be exhausted. You understand what I'm saying? The waves just keep smacking you in the face while you think you getting somewhere. You ain't going nowhere. You're in the same spot, and you're just like, why am I not getting out deeper into the sea? Because you're going against the current. All right. And that's what we don't want to do in the market, guys. We don't want to go against the trend. Right. You guys probably heard this saying the trend is your friend. And to a degree, it absolutely is. Right. It absolutely is your friend. So we're not here to trade in consolidation. We're here to trade with the trend. If you guys, Mandrell and Ro, I don't think y'all were here early enough for when Chris actually was evaluating to get into a trade on silver. But the first thing that he did, and Leonie knows this, but the first thing that he did was he went to a high time frame to find the trend. Okay. And he went to the weekly. So to find the trend. So if you guys look at what I gave you for the type of trader, right, you should know that, he's probably somewhere within the swing trader or day trader if he's going to that high of a time frame to find the trend. All right. But that's what he did first and foremost. And Leonie, I told you how important that was, because that's what is always done on any asset, no matter what it is that you're trading. You got to find the trend. You got to know if we're going up or if we're going down. If you don't know that, you're done. Okay. You're done. Just forget about anything else. I don't care if you know everything about candles, everything about support and resistance, fair value gaps, Fibonacci, Microlots. None of that stuff is going to matter if you don't know the trend, right? If you can't go to the beach and see the waves are going that way, right? You done. right? So you can't figure out which way the wave's going, and you just hop in the water, and next thing you know, lifeguards are out there trying to save your life, right? You know what I mean? Because you went against, you went against the current, you went against the waves, and then when they save you, the first thing you're gonna say is, "I ain't gonna never do that shit again. I ain't never doing that. I'm gonna make sure if you ever get back in the water, right? And this is why people just quit on this, right? They get smacked in the face because they go in without really knowing what they need to know, right, guys? I'm gonna make sure you know what you need to know, and then when you go in, it's gonna be a world of a difference. You were like, man, what? You mean to tell me I can be in my underwear and make $10,000 in a week? Sometimes in a day. It just depends on what you can put into the market to get into a trade. Depends on how well you understand what's going on, the manipulation, right? Knowing how to buy from support, sell from resistance, basic things. But it's man, it's a lot to say, guys. But just really knowing the basics and then practicing them, okay? Not just writing down your notes and then going about your day, right? Coming back the next day saying, all right, Bain, I got this chart up. I finally went to trading view, right? I got this chart up. I'm looking at this particular pair. Look, I marked up my support and resistance zones. What you think? Do you think I got it? Yeah, you got it. Or nah, you don't have it right. Right? Okay, well, let's get that back. All right, so now I see it's at my support zone. I see it's at my resistance zone. That's another key thing. Just let me say that right now. So when you actually find support and resistance, guys, if price is not at your support or resistance zone and you're taking a trade, you're doing yourself a disservice. All right, you're not trading at what we call key areas. Okay, so I'm gonna erase this really quick. And again, remember, guys, to email me if you want the recording, so that you can have all of this. All right, but let me go to a pair that is more well known, which is the EuroUSD. All right, and that is the most traded pair in the Forex market. So if you guys are going to start out trading anything, I highly recommend that you guys trade the EuroUSD. All right, but here it is on the chart. All right, and I'm just going to bring this back to white. I don't really like the colors, but don't let this fool you guys, right? This is just a professional thing where we can focus more on the price, the direction that the candles are going rather than the color of the candles, because sometimes that color will get you feeling a certain type of way. All right, but when I look at this, I can see that it's going down. The candles are going down. That's just basically what I see. All right, but I got some zones and some levels marked up. All right, now I'm going to pop quiz you guys really quick. So I'm going to go to like the 4 hour. All right, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to erase this. All right, and this right here where it says weekly, okay, or where it says W, all right, this line, can you guys tell me if this line represents support or resistance? Okay, right from where I have my mouse. So I got my mouse where it's rejecting that line. Can you tell me, or who can tell me, if this line represents support or resistance?
As resistance.
That's correct.
So
Ro,
yeah.
that's right. So now, Ro, you answered first. Why is it resistance? Please keep it simple.
The candles are opening below the resistance line.
That is correct. The candles are below it. That's it. You say opening below it. I'm gonna take it. I'll take that answer. But it's because the candles are below that line. Simple. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Mm-hmm.
So now, what about this purple line? What is this purple line? Is it support or resistance?
It's support.
Why is it support?
The candles are above the purple line.
Kaboom, 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 kaboom. What would have happened if you bought from down here at the support line? What would have happened? Let's just say you bought right here, somewhere off of here. This area, this zone. Remember, it's a zone, guys. Can't forget that. All right. I know I got the line there, but it's really a zone. All right. So what would have happened if you bought somewhere from in here? What do you think would have happened?
I will be in profit
Why?
because I took a buy and it's going up.
That's absolutely right. Where do we buy from? Where do we look to buy from? What zone?
The support,
Kaboom. Where do we look to sell from?
resistance.
Kaboom. Is any of that making sense, guys?
Yeah.
Whole lot.
Do you see what would have happened if you guys sold from this area? Again, this zone, all right? Again, the zone, okay? We wait for that confirmation of the bears to show up from this zone. It happened a few times, right? So we broke it, we came back, and then the bears showed up here. So even if you sold it right here, you would have had to place your stop loss above the zone. And look, it did this. It went down and made you some money, came back, touched the zone again, dropped down again, touched the zone again, and then it really dropped down. Okay. And again, I'm just going to tell you guys, like, people, in the beginning, everybody struggles with patience. Forex, crypto, stocks, futures, bonds, whatever it is that you trade in, it will put your emotions in a blender when you don't know what you're doing. You'll be so nervous to either get into a sell or get into a buy on anything because you don't know anything, right? So if you just so happen to press that button bravely enough, if you press sell or you press buy, once you press it, right now, your emotions, all of a sudden, you start feeling stuff you ain't never felt before in your life. You didn't know that a computer and a chart and some candlesticks could make you feel this way. Your anxiety is going through the roof, right? You got real money in your account, but you needed that money. You're trading with money that you need, not money that you don't need or that you can afford to lose. Another reason why people give up. All right. But your emotions are all in this blender now. And you're just like, oh shit. Oh, it's going up. Oh, it's going down. Oh, ooh, ah, ee, ooh, ooh. Right? You all over the place. And at some point, your emotions get the best of you. You close out of the trade, probably for a loss. And then you see that the trade goes in the direction that you got into it for. And you're like, oh, I could have made so much money. But the reason why you didn't is because you don't have any patience, on top of you not knowing what you need to know. But the main one is you don't have any patience, right? Guys, I'm going to teach you how to be patient. I'm going to teach you how to wait. I'm going to teach you how to look for the candles to close so that you know it's time to sell. I'm going to teach you how to wait for the candles to close so you know that it's time to buy. And I promise you guys, y'all will be making it's going to be ridiculous. Okay. I really, really want you guys to come into the Discord this week and watch how we do, right? Click that link in this chat for the, I'm gonna bring it down again so you guys can have it. But click that link so that you guys can get this demo account. All right. Don't worry about you not knowing what to do. Ask me. Okay. Ask it, just write it in A. How the hell do I sell the EuroUSD? How the hell do I buy the EuroUSD? What do I do? How can I pull up the chart? Where do I go? Ask the questions, guys. Again, I know sometimes you may not know what the question is that you really want to ask, but just, hey, Bain, let me talk to you. I got you. We're gonna figure it out. And we're gonna do it so quick and so fast that it's gonna seem like, damn, was it really this easy? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, again, I'm saying that a lot, and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody who's been doing this and they have been, they've been finding it hard, right? There's a lot of things that I just know that they don't know. You understand what I'm saying? But once you know, guys, that's the battle, right? Knowledge is power. And I'm telling you, this Forex thing is powerful. Options, powerful. Stocks, powerful. Futures, powerful. No matter how you slice and dice it, no matter what you want to get into, it's very, very powerful, guys. All right. Now, do y'all have more time to spend with me so I can go over a few more things, or y'all talk to me? Let me know, what your time is looking like, because I do have the time to, give you guys some more education with this and kind of structure it a little better for you. We were just kind of going, from this to that, but I can really bring it home for you guys.
Yeah, I would on your Discord. I got you
Yeah, what
already.
about it? Oh, you in there?
Yeah, I'm in there already. I ain't never had time to just really fuck with you. But
Okay.
I'm ready now.
All right.
So
Hey, listen, make sure you go in the newbie. There's a channel called newbie chat. Go in there and put, just write something so that I'll have your username. All right. That way I can give you access to everything that you're going to need access to so that you can follow with what we got going on this week. Okay.
Okay, bet. And I got to go to work in the morning, so I ain't gonna be able to hang with you too late.
All right.
And
That's all good.
I need to get that email. You say Big Bain.
Yep.
I can call you. Big.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you right now. So I'm gonna put it one more time. Here it is. All right, Bain at forexwithbain.com.
I got you.
All right. And again, pretty soon, I made a whole song about, my member. I actually had a few members that quit their job, and I got a few of them that's going to be ready to quit their job. And I'm not telling you guys to quit your job. All right. You know what I mean? It all depends on what you got going on. You know what I mean? I'm still working. And that is because I understand what this, what that does for me, right? It helps me put a lot of money, a lot of capital into my trades so that I can do a lot of things that, I'm trying to do long term, right? I'm not in this for, some little get in and get out, right, guys? I've been doing this since 2016. All right. So, I'm trying to set my family up tremendously to where, nobody's having to touch or work for anybody. You understand what I'm saying? But members have quit. So, Mandrell, I know you got to go and get to the paper. But pretty soon, you might be telling your boss to kiss your butt. All right. Just want to let you know that. All right.
Yeah.
So
I was dreaming of that day, my man.
I hear that. Listen, it's more of a reality than you think, man. You just got to get started. That's it. You just got to get started. All right.
I appreciate it, man. I hope everybody learned what I learned. You know what I'm saying?
Big facts. Big facts. I love it, man. All right. But I'll catch up with you when you hop in this week and we'll get to it.
I got you, bro.
All right. See you. Ro,
Yes,
Leonie, how y'all doing?
I don't have a question right now. I had one and I don't remember what it was.
Okay, that's all right. I'm gonna go over a few things, but I mean, do you have time to stick with me and go over some more stuff?
Yeah, I do.
All right, Ro, how about you?
Yep.
All right. So again, ladies, let me go from the top of what we went over so far. All right. So we went over.
However, I am just on my phone right now, so that makes it a little
More
that's why I
difficult.
can't see some of it.
No, I completely understand that. And then when you look at the recording, you should be able to see a lot more. You know what I mean? And then even if you're able to pull it up on the computer, that's going to be a lot better for you as well. But first thing we went over today, guys, was we did replay mode, right? So you guys got to see a little bit of psychology. I don't even know how to spell that. It's like, but y'all got to see that, right? The psychology on how to enter trades, right? Enter trades, and that was with Chris. So again, when you guys look at the replay, you'll just see a little bit into the world of actually getting into trades, right? Two, we went over candles. All right, we went over bull candles and bear candles. All right, and we went over how they open. So open, high, low, close. All right, so open, high, low, close. All right, and we went over the wicks and the body. Oh, come on. Oh, come on now. So we got to go to EU. All right, boom. Wicks and body. All right. Then we went over support and resistance. All right. There's zones, not lines. I'm going to give you guys a little bit more information about support and resistance. We also went over fair value gaps. Okay, we also went over Fibonacci. Well, no, we didn't really go over Fibonacci, but we went over consolidation. All right, and we went over market structure or phases. All right, so guys, I'm gonna touch on some things a little deeper into support and resistance. I'm also going to touch on some things deeper into market phases. All right, so that's again where I told you guys about consolidation. All right, uptrend and downtrend. All right, so let me say this because I want to put this to where you guys are understanding what this is all about. Okay, in trading, guys, you're trying to get into trades that line up with the trend, period. Okay, that's what you're trying to do. And in order for you to do that, you have to know about the trend, which is part of the market structure or the phase, right? The phase, it'll be the uptrend phase or the downtrend phase. And then we'll talk about the structure in detail in a second. But you got to know how to identify that. And you have to know how to be patient enough to wait for certain things to play out to let you know that it's time to take the trade. Okay, that's trading in a nutshell. Again, no matter what asset it is. All right, are y'all with me so far on that?
Could you just repeat that again?
Yes. What this is all about is learning how to get into trades that are in alignment with the trend. Whatever the trend may happen to be. If it's up, you're looking to get into buys. If it's down, you're looking to get into sells. So the big picture is making sure that you understand how to identify the trend. And then from there, there's certain things that we're waiting to see happen on the chart so that you know it's time to sell or you know that it's time to buy. And with that waiting, that's where all the patience comes in. Everybody thinks that when you are a trader, you're supposed to trade. No, that's not how that goes, guys. Ladies, I know y'all done been in the club before. All the fellas trying to holler at you, right? But they're not all, you know, you got a lot of quantity of guys trying to talk to you, but there's not a lot of quality guys, right? Until, you know, a quality guy comes along. When the quality guy comes along, he meets your requirements, right? We have a checklist of things that we look for to get into a particular trade. Is he over 6 feet tall, right? Does he have a job? Does he have a car? Does he live with his mom? The list goes on, right, ladies? I'm sure y'all can relate, okay? And if he checks off your boxes, chances are he'll get the number, and who knows, maybe something a little more than that, right? You understand what I'm saying? But it's when you get the quality of a setup, right, is when you get the money. It's not about you going in there and like, oh, I'm gonna trade this. Oh, I'm gonna trade that. Oh, I feel like buying here. I feel like selling there. No. It's not that kind of party. Okay. We're looking for quality. We're not looking for quantity. I have a trader right now. Her name's Nikki. And all she does is trade NAS, right? She trades NAS 100, right? And she has been killing it. Okay. 2 years ago, she was where you guys are now, just starting out. And throughout those 2 years, she wanted to quit. She cried. She, you know, she didn't think that she knew what she was doing and everything else in between. And again, if you guys get into the mix, right, where you come into the training, you come into the classes, you'll hear from her and she'll give you guys the rundown on how things were in the beginning. But even when she was doubting herself, she was doing good. You know what I mean? She just, you know, she was juggling a lot. You know what I mean? So she ended up, you know, feeling some type of way, especially if she ended up taking a loss that she knew, you know, was not good to take, but she took it anyway, kind of thing. You know, it's all of these learning points. But she'll, you know, tell you guys that, you know, she's an absolute beast now, and she only trades one pair, right? You guys don't need 1,000 pairs to trade. You don't need 1,000 stocks to trade. Hey, Ro, what's your favorite stock? Leonie, what's your favorite stock? Right? Y'all watch Netflix all the time? Okay, trade Netflix. All right, you understand what I'm saying? You're at Walmart all the time? Okay, do Walmart, right? It starts simple, guys. Understand the basics. And before you know it, y'all killing it. And then people won't believe it. It's like, girl, you made $10,000 off of Walmart? Yep, sure did. and I made it in 24 hours at that. Girl, you got to teach me. All right, come on. Let's get it. But the high level overview of all of this, guys, is again, we're looking for the trend and we're looking to trade in the direction of the trend. That's it. There's things past that, right? You found the trend. Okay, the trend is down and you want to sell, or the trend is up and you want to buy. Okay, you got those two critical parts out of the way. You know what it is and you know what you need to do. But now there's certain things with the way that the price, the candles move, that you need to have as a checklist, right? And I'll give you guys that checklist, but you need to know, okay, did it do this? Yes or no? Nope. Okay, well, gotta wait. Did it do this? Nope, gotta wait. Did it do that? Nope, gotta wait. Painful. That's the most painful part of trading. Waiting. It's close to losing, but it's painful just to wait, because you want to make the money now. So if you can't make it now, you feel like you're wasting your time and everything else in between. But good things come to those who wait. All right. Thanksgiving went by. Would y'all want the McDonald's, or did y'all want the pigeon peas and rice and the yams and the collard greens and everything that took a long time to, put together, right? Again, quality, guys, over quantity. That's what we're going to focus on. Did I give you what you needed, Leonie, for your notes or your answer on, what we're looking for on a high level?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So follow me, guys, because I'm going to talk a little fast. All right. But it's only because I want to, not take up your whole time. And I just want to give you this. And I know that you'll be able to watch the recording and slow it down and pick out everything. Okay. So here is. Dun, 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 dun. All right. We'll make one more box. So it's not this one. It is my text box. All right. Again, find trend, confirm trend, trade and direction of trend, mark out zones. Okay. Support plus resistance. Okay. Wait, capital wait, for price to reach your zone. Wait for bulls or bears to show up from your zone. Okay. Wait, capital wait, for additional confirmations. These are wicks, candle body, Fibonacci. Oh, let me bring this over. All right, so I'm just going to put fib. All right, fibs. Divergence. Pivot points. Just hang tight with me, guys. It's going to make sense. All right, pivot points. I'm going to put etc. because there's a few things that we'll look for, and again, that's that checklist. All right, so 6-1, got a job, got a car, etc., right? That's that checklist. Okay. After that, right, after you get all of those things on your checklist, then you actually take the trade. All right, and you manage the trade. All right, and basically this is where risk management comes into place. All right, risk management is simple. It's managing your risk. All right, would you get into, if you don't know how to swim, are you going to jump in the pool without a little floaty or something? You understand what I'm saying? It's knowing what you're getting into, and that there's risk involved where price can go up or down. It can do it quickly, it can do it slowly, but you don't really know what it's going to do. But you're preparing yourself for if it does this or if it does that, right? And if it does something that's in your favor, you're taking the money as you get the money, right? You're managing your risk. You're managing taking a L, right? In the simplest way possible. That's what risk management is all about. People think risk management is hard because of how it sounds. Risk management, like you work for some, corporate firm or something like that, right? And you gotta, balance books and do accounting. And no, that's not what risk management is. All right, in terms of what we're talking about. All right. Hold on, got somebody coming in. That's not what risk management is. Again, in a nutshell, guys, it's just minimizing yourself from taking a loss. And there's plenty of ways to do it. If you rock with me, I'll start teaching about all of those ways. All right. Kev, what's good, bro? It's been a minute. Haven't seen you, man, but I'm glad you're back. Is everything all right? And if you're talking, you're on mute, so just make sure you check that. But just hop in anytime you want, and let me know if everything's been good with you.
What up? What up, man?
What's going on?
Not much. How you been?
I'm, steady getting to it, man. Steady getting to it. I got some newbies in the building today, so we're taking some extra time to kind of help them understand a few things and lay a little foundation so that their lives can change and they'll remember this moment for sure. You know what I mean? Because this is how it always begins, guys. Again, I got testimony on testimony if you need to be a believer. But Kev, I don't know, man. Maybe you can give them a little testimony yourself on how things were when you started and how things are now. But just overall, I'm glad to see you back and showing up and showing some love, man.
Hey, they in good hands.
Let them know, man. Let them know. And yeah, man. So Kev actually inspired me to do a song, guys. I know y'all wouldn't know this, but Double Top, all right, is a song that I have, guys, and y'all can check out my music in the Discord as well. It's only a few songs like actually out on the streaming services because again, I'm new to the rap game and all that good stuff, and I'm trying to find my way. But all of my music gets put out to you guys, my members first, before I put it on any streaming service or what have you. So again, it's just another perk of being in my Discord. But we were just having a session one day and we were explaining double tops and double bottoms, and he was like, yo, you should make a song about that. And I said, say less. And Double Top is one of my most educational songs because it teaches you guys all about the chart patterns, right, that we look for. The chart patterns would pretty much fall under confirmations, guys. All right, so when we talk about waiting for these steps, chart patterns would fall in this, all right, where you're looking at double tops, double bottoms, wedges, head and shoulders. You guys probably heard of some of those terms, but that's where they fall into that category. But yeah, he inspired that song, and it was just one of the most educational songs that I've made. So again, Kev, shout out to you for that, bro. But yeah, you know what I mean. I'm just gonna keep things at a basic level right now, Kev. So I don't know if you want to stick around for it or not. We kind of got through the actual trading a little earlier. With doing replay mode and stuff like that. But if you want to stick around for this, feel free. It's just I'm giving them everything from like a beginner's level standpoint. That's all.
Yeah, I just wanted to, I saw you were possibly on. I said, let me stop by and see Big Bain and
Yes,
holler
sir.
at him quick.
All right. So yeah, man, I'm gonna be in here. So again, just feel free to hang if you want. But if not, we're gonna get jiggy first thing in the morning. And we do got a lot of good setups this week. So if you're able to load up your account, I highly recommend you do so, because the trade setups are A+. And a bag can be made, more than a bag really, but just know we got some good setups going on.
So,
all right, so go ahead.
Nah, I was there.
Okay, all right, so again, Ro and Leone, we these are some of the things, right? Find the trend, confirm the trend, right? We look at multiple time frames to confirm the trend. All right. And then you know, we trade in the direction of the trend. So again, if the trend is down, if down, look for sells. All right. If up, look for buys. All right. And then, you know, I teach you guys how to mark your support and resistance zones, but you want to make sure that price reaches your zone. All right. Number 5, make sure you wait for price to reach your zone. If you're getting into a buy or a sell and price is not in your zone, chances are you're not going to win. Okay. It's just what it is. All right. Also wait for the bulls or bears to show up once it gets to your zone. Right. And again, there's a lot of ways of determining that the bulls or the bears have shown up. Clearly, you know, the body of the candle, right? The wicks. And again, Leone, if you remember, wicks above the candle show rejection of sellers, or I'm sorry, rejection of buyers. Wicks below the candle show rejection of sellers. So again, wicks above is bearish pressure. Wicks below is bullish pressure. All right. And then again, that will tie into whether or not you want to be getting into that sell. So let's just say, you know, we found the trend is down. We're looking for sells. We're at resistance because we sell from resistance. It's actually at your zone. And now we're waiting for the bears to show up. So if you happen to get a candle at resistance that looks like this, all right, hold on, let me get it like this. All right, boom. So you get a candle, it's a red candle, right? That looks like this with a huge wick at the top. You know that that is rejection of buyers, right? So there's a lot of selling pressure that made that wick, right? And this is your resistance line right here, or zone, where there's a good chance that you want to sell this pair, or this, you know, whatever it is, right? It could be a commodity, indice, an exotic pair, cross pair, a major pair. Like, you'll learn about that. But something like this, you'll want to sell it. That's what it all kind of boils down to. Is this making any sense so far, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, you know, after you get into the trade off your confirmations, then we're just looking to manage the trade. So as you make money, there's ways to make sure that you keep making money, or that you at least minimize, you know, your loss, right? If price goes against you in the opposite direction. So if you're selling and then it starts going up, well, you can still get out of the trade in profit to where it never hits your stop loss, or it never closes out in a negative amount. All right. That's what that's all about. Okay. So here, I'm going to give you guys some tidbits on, again, support and resistance, the fair value gaps. I'm sorry, no, support and resistance in the market phases, because they're, you know, some of the most key elements, all right, of the trading. All right, here. Dun, 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 dun. Uptrend. Okay, guys, pay attention, because this is going to be very critical. All right, I'm going to pop quiz you as we go along. All right, this is a uptrend. We start with the low, then we have a high, then we have a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then again a higher high. All right, so let me write this. We got higher low. All right, this is again a higher low. This is again a higher low, and these are higher highs. Higher highs and higher highs. Okay, Bain, I see you're teaching us about an uptrend, and you're drawing these, you know, these are really candles, right? The lines represent candles. And, you know, we see that you're drawing these lines to represent candles, but then you're talking to us about these highs and these lows, and you're saying this is a higher low and this is a higher high and this higher low, but I don't get that shit. Like, why is this a higher low? Good question, Ro. Good question, Leone. It's because this low is higher than this low. Does that make any sense, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then why do you call this a higher high? Does anybody know why I call this a higher high?
Because it's higher than your last high.
That is absolutely correct. Okay. So if we are making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and higher lows, what is the trend?
Uptrend.
That is correct. You are looking at market structure of a uptrend. This is what we call market structure. I'm just going to put MC, all right? Not MC Hammer, all right? But market, oh, well, MS. Market structure, all right? Market structure, okay? So again, in markets, in an uptrend market structure, guys, we're making what? Tell me, what are the structures that we're making?
Support and resistance.
No. And I'm not laughing at you. You know that, Leonie, but no,
Isn't
that's
that how you mark the chart with support and resistance? That's not market structure. Okay.
no, okay. So man, this is you're asking a question without asking a question, and I'm going to try to. So support and resistance, it does interact with market structure. It's how it's going to be critical for you knowing when to enter the trade, and I'm going to show you that right off of this here. But market structure is just the direction that the candles are going, and if they're giving you an uptrend or a downtrend. You see what I'm saying? So in this is market. This market structure is giving us higher highs and higher lows. Are y'all with me on that?
Yeah, I think someone explained market structure to me before, and they said it more like how I did, but what you said makes sense.
Okay, so the support and resistance is still key. And I promise you, right when I give you this market structure and you guys get it, like when I can see that y'all got this, I'm gonna show you how support and resistance tie into this. You understand what I'm saying? But it's like they're separate, but they play together in order for you to really get into a good trade. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So in uptrend structure, guys, what are we making? Somebody, I need you guys to tell me, what are we making? We're making what, and we're making what?
Higher highs and higher lows.
That is correct. Okay. Notice when we're talking uptrend, it always begins with higher. Okay. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Leonie, why is this a higher low right here? Why is that a higher low?
Because it's higher than the previous low.
That is correct. Kaboom. Okay. Now keep it going. Why is this a higher high?
Because it's higher than the previous high.
That is correct. Okay, guys. Listen, y'all are getting on to the money. Okay. I'm telling you. All right. So we made another higher high. We made another higher low. Now this line pushed above this. So what do you guys think this is going to be?
Higher
A
high.
higher high.
Boom. Y'all both got it right. Y'all both got it right. Now, guys, as long as we are making higher highs and higher lows, we are in what kind of market structure?
Uptrend.
Thank you. Okay. So now, Leonie, what makes an uptrend?
A pattern of higher highs and higher lows.
Kaboom. There we go. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. So obviously I'm going to give you guys downtrend, but we're not going to go there yet. All right. I want to make sure that you guys are understanding these higher highs and higher lows. Okay. So now watch this. I'm going to quiz you really quick. Pay attention. All right. What is this?
A higher low.
Why is it a higher low?
Because it's higher than the previous low.
That is absolutely correct. Okay. So now, right, Leonie, since you got it right, now I need you to tell me what is this?
Lower low.
Wait, let me hear Leonie. What did you say, Leonie?
It's a, I don't know what to call that, to be honest. I don't know what to call that. It's a lower low,
That's it's a new low.
a new low.
It's a new low. Okay, but I like how you said lower low because that's where we get into the downtrend. We start making lower highs and lower lows. Again, with the uptrend, guys, we were making higher highs, higher lows. But when we get into the downtrend, all right, I'll just bring this on down. This was a high, all right? Again, we didn't break above that high, so we can't call this a higher high, all right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we don't break this high, this is just a equal high, all right? So I'm just going to put EH, all right? That's just the equal high. And this is where the double top comes in, all right? But that's another, that's another level, right? But that's an equal high. We didn't break that high. So guys, if you're able to read market structure in a uptrend where you see that price is making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, but all of a sudden we don't make a higher high. Guys, I'm telling y'all right now, this is where you're going to be dangerous, okay? Because you know that, we failed to make a higher high. There's a possibility that we're going to reverse and start to go down. But we need market structure to tell us that. How do we get market structure to tell us that? By when price goes and breaks below this higher low. Because Leonie was like, man, I just know it went lower. I don't know what to call it. A lower low, maybe? Shit, Leonie, how did you know? You're absolutely right. This really is just the first low. That's lower than this higher low. That's really it. But in the scheme of a downtrend, it is a lower low, right? Because right here we have a high, then we have a low, and so now we have a lower high. Again, remember we start out with lower first, and then we have a lower low. Ladies, is this making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And again, I know it can, I know it can get confusing because again, a first time thing, it's wrapping your head around it. But now we went from a uptrend of making higher highs and higher lows to now making a downtrend where we see the structures going like this: lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Okay. So come on, follow me. Tell me, ladies, what will this be right here? Right here. What is this going to be?
Lower low.
That is correct. Can you tell me why is it a lower low?
Because it's lower than the previous low.
That is correct. Kaboom. So how you're understanding your uptrend, higher lows being higher than the previous low. On your downtrend, you're understanding these lower lows are lower than the previous low. All right. So if this is a lower low, then what is this?
A lower high.
Why is it a lower high?
Because it's lower than the previous high.
That is absolutely correct. Ro, is this making sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So guys, what makes a uptrend?
The
A
market
series
structure.
of higher highs and lower highs.
Nope, not higher highs and lower highs. You were
Higher
close.
highs.
You got the higher highs right.
Higher lows.
Boom. Okay. So one more time. What makes an uptrend, ladies?
A series of higher highs and higher lows.
Boom. Ro, does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Ro, what makes a downtrend? What market structure makes up a downtrend?
Um, the lower lows and lower highs.
That is absolutely correct. Ladies, do y'all really get this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to back it up and I'm going to show you how support and resistance plays into this. Okay. All right, Leonie. So this is for you, but it's for both of you. But just because you mention it, and I want to show you how we use support and resistance when we understand market structure to make the money. Okay. So watch this. All right. So you have your uptrend structure, and you know that's market structure, right? It's made up of a series of higher highs and higher lows, where you can clearly see that, you know, the candles are getting higher and higher and higher. Okay. So at this low, watch this. I'm going to put this line. What do you think this line represents?
The support.
Yes, it does. Why does it represent support? Keep it simple. There's one fundamental reason why this is support.
The candles will be opening above the
It does.
support line.
It doesn't necessarily have to open above. Like you're making it specific about opening. It's not just about it opening. It's about they are above that zone. Do you see what I'm saying? And again, that's one of the key things I'm gonna keep touching on with you guys, is making sure that you're identifying your levels of support and resistance just by where the candles are in relation to those zones. If the candles are above it, that zone is support. If the candles are below it, that zone is resistance. Okay, are y'all with me on that? Because again, this one, it keeps creeping on you guys a little bit. You guys are giving the right answer, but you're not giving it as simplistically as I would like for you guys to, because by now you guys should be, oh, it's above the zone. Oh, it's below the zone, right? You know what I mean? Like it should be that, you know, just like that, right? You guys are still saying the right things, right? You know what I'm saying? But I want you to say those things in the most simplistic way possible. You understand what I mean? So because like you're focusing on it opening, it could open above this zone, but then it could close below it. So if it closes below it, then what makes that zone? Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't want you to get yourself complicated with that, or confused with that, rather, right? I want you to keep it simple. Again, I drew this out as a line, right? I didn't draw them as candles, right? All of this, you know, market structure and price action, just the action of price, where how it's moving, right? I drew it out, you know, just in this red line, but it's, you know, these are candles. So if I put this line here, and again, it is a zone, okay? But if I put that there and you guys said it was support, I wanted to know, why is that support? So again, please answer the question, guys, or Leonie first. Why is this support?
Because the candles are above that zone.
Bingo. Point blank, period. Close case, shut it down, nothing else to say. You see what I'm saying? Keep it that way. Now, that was your support zone. Now watch this. And Ro, you're going to answer this one. All right. Now I draw this zone. Okay, now this is a trick question. What zone is this, Ro?
What, I mean, it will be resistance if you're talking about the first. I mean the two higher, the higher high and the higher lows. But if you're talking about the ones above it, then it would be a new support. Right.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Round of applause. Okay. Ro, you hit it on the money. Okay. I need you to know that you saw this exactly for what it was. When price was here, Okay, off this higher high, it respected that zone. The candles were below that zone. That zone is resistance. When we made the higher low, the candles were still below this zone. That zone was resistance. But then we pushed above it, and that zone instantly became support. What this is a key area, guys, because this zone acted as both resistance and support. Guys, this is how we make the money. I'm telling you right now, when we're in a uptrend and price breaks above resistance, we're looking for it to come back and respect it as support. If it does, and the bulls show up, we buy, we place our stop loss either behind here or behind here, and then we make the rest of our money. Is that making any sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And in a uptrend, we're always looking to buy at the higher lows. Can anybody tell me why would we want to buy at the higher lows and not the higher highs?
You'll be in a negative if you buy it at a higher high and then it made a new higher low.
Ooh. I hope you're ready to retire, bro. I hope you're ready to retire, okay? That is absolutely correct. Leonie, give me your take on why you think we buy in an uptrend, we look to buy at a higher low instead of a higher high. All right? Give me your answer. Again, Ro gave it the right answer, but I want your answer on why do you think we buy at the higher low and not the higher high? Because there's another reason.
Because you want to buy when it's lowest, so it goes up, and you sell when it's higher. So
Yo, y'all on fire, man. They need a fire emoji. They don't have one in here, but that is absolutely correct. And I'm telling you, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. It's because we are buying low and we know the phase. All right. So we got the structure, right? Higher highs and higher lows. But then there's also a thing called phases. There's two phases, guys. Let me write this down really quick for you. All right. So boom, there is the run phase. And then there's the pullback phase. All right. This pullback has a few names. Some people call it retracement. Okay, hold on. Okay. Some people call it correction. Okay. So these are just some synonymous names for pullback. All right. The run phase, some people call this the impulse. Some people call this damn it, I forgot the other oh man, I forgot it right now. But there's other little synonymous phases, phrases that you guys will hear, but they basically represent the run or the pullback. So watch me very closely, ladies. Again, you guys have been doing so good. Don't stop paying attention right now, okay? Because I'm telling y'all are going to really see things so differently after this, okay? But hear me out, all right? We're in the market structure of a uptrend. What makes up an uptrend, ladies? What makes up an uptrend? Give it to me.
Higher highs and higher lows.
Boom, okay? So, Leonie, what makes up a downtrend?
series of lower lows and lower highs.
That's right. What do we call that? What do we call that? Well, yes, but what's another thing?
Market structure.
Correct. What kind of market structure is that? You just said it.
Downtrend.
It's a downtrend market structure. So then, Ro, what kind of market structure is this that we're seeing on the chart?
Uptrend.
Uptrend what?
Market structure.
Market structure. Okay. So again, ladies, if anybody starts hitting y'all with, hey, what's the market structure? You understand me? Ro, if you're looking at a chart like this that looks like this, what kind of market structure are you going to tell them this is?
Uptrend.
Okay. And if we were making lower lows and lower highs, Leone, what kind of market structure are you going to tell them we're looking at?
Want to get money? Want to get paid? That's Forex. Like a sensei, then you know you got to come and swing my way. And if you want to fast forward, hit replay.